Welcome to Baby and Us, a series of short videos to help you feel calm, confident and connected with your new baby.
My name's Susanna.
And I'm Leah.
You'll also meet some of our amazing parent group leaders who will share experiences of life with their own new babies.
So we're going to start today by just having a little think about how your family or your culture might celebrate the birth of a newborn. So just take a minute to think about what happened when your baby was born. How did your family celebrate? Are there any cultural traditions?
I'm part of a church community, and any person who has a new baby has the real privilege of having 2 weeks of food delivered. When my baby was born, I was really excited because it was an opportunity for people that were really close to us to come and meet the baby, but also to receive some really nice food.
Our culture is very, very beautiful, and on day 7 they shave the baby's head, the baby's hair, and they weight it with gold and then convert it to money and also give for other peoples. On the 7 days there is a giving name ceremony, which is a big celebrations. Also, they invite all friends and families to celebrate that, and they give the name for the baby. So when my son was born, my mum came and took over the house. She came in her cultural clothes and cooked lots of really nice cultural food, which was a way of celebrating the birth of the children. And it was nice to have all the family over and everyone came to see us. And I think having that cultural connection and having the food and having mum dress in her cultural way made it even more special. In society, we have a lot of pressures about how to be a perfect parent. All the different things that we have, whether it's your family, your friends, other people around you, the media, there's a lot of pressure on us as parents to be something that maybe we're not quite sure how that is. So what I want you to think about is about the perfect parent, and if you've got a pen and some paper close to you, to draw a picture or a stick person and think about all the different things that you would class as a perfect parent, whether it be what they look like, what their baby's like, what they wear, income, family dynamics, whatever you think would go towards your ideas of a perfect parent.
I suppose the image that comes into my head always is that picture of you see on the media of a mum in perfectly white clothes in a perfectly white room with a peacefully sleeping baby in her arm.
So how did you get on? Here are some of our thoughts, along with those we often hear from parents in our groups.
You should be immaculate. No baby sick on you.
Yeah.
Baby would never have pooed at any point that anyone would have known.
They always look so perfect and they always look so calm, and their baby never cries, and they never look stressed.
If they have another child, they're always walking beautifully next to the buggy.
Yeah.
And that there's never anything that's negative. It's always very blossomy.
Often you think the perfect parent might have like the perfect buggy, all the perfect baby toys, perfect little outfits for their baby. And you're using the words always and never, and that comes up a lot as well, that the baby's always happy, that they always look perfect, that the other child is always well behaved and they're never struggling, they never feel bad-tempered, or they're never feeling low or finding things difficult. So there's that idea that positive things are always happening and negative things are never happening. But what do we know about the perfect parent?
That it doesn't really exist. There is no such thing as a perfect parent.
Absolutely.
What we are trying to strive to be is good enough.
So what we want you to do is to take the picture that you've drawn and all of the ideas that you've written out about what a perfect parent is, and just rip it up or scrunch it up in a ball and throw it away. If we try to be perfect, we are just setting ourselves up to fail. We're going to make ourselves absolutely exhausted and end up feeling worse as a result of trying to be perfect. So what should we be doing instead?
So instead, what we want you to do is to try and be good enough parent.
We need to accept that we have bad days. We need to be very accountable to the fact that we need to ask for help. It can be difficult at times, but if you are good enough, then you will know that you're struggling and you can see that and you can ask for help. And to be very mindful that you're not alone, that there is always someone somewhere that can help you. And also that we make mistakes. That's quite apparent as well, because we're not perfect.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And I think particularly when you're a parent of a new baby, you're still getting to know that baby, and you are still working out what's going to work for you, and they develop and change so rapidly that there is an element of trial and error to parenting at that age. And so you're bound to make mistakes. That is the process. You learn what works and what doesn't work.
I was always thinking of being perfect, and I was actually killing myself and putting more pressure on myself. But after that, I came to realize that nobody is perfect. I have just to work towards being good enough, do the best I can do, and that's it.
It's about being good enough, and that is what our children need. That's what our babies need. They need us to be there without the stress and the pressure of trying to strive for perfection. What they need is us to be there, to be present, to love them, and to be good enough. And that's the most important thing.
If you continue to try and be perfect, you'll either make yourself very sick, whether it's mentally or physically, and it'll get to the point where you'll end up completely and utterly failing in everything. When you accept that you are good enough as a parent, you can then see things a lot clearer, and you don't aspire to be something that's not achievable, which means that you can then continue with being a parent.
Yeah. The other important thing to mention is just that if you're someone who's struggled with maybe some perfectionist thoughts, or if you've had been self-critical even before you were a parent, that can play into how you see yourself as a parent. So you maybe will feel a bit more guilty or a bit more anxious if you're not able to live up to that image of what a perfect parent should be. So if you think that applies to you, try to catch yourself when you're having self-critical thoughts. Just notice the thoughts and let them pass. Remember, there's no such thing as a perfect parent, and the best that we can aim for is to be good enough.
So your homework is to practice being good enough. Give it a go.
Thanks for watching this. We hope it's been useful, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.